It's a high-paced, high-pressure, ultra-competitive video game. That's Tekken. But this, I think, it will help the player to experience it with a bit more ease in their mind. And I honestly think that all the changes that I would like to see in the game would all bring the game in that direction. Or at least it make it feel a bit more fair. Hello there, I'm Dejan and welcome to a new video. So first of all, the last video was the most successful I ever made. I can just say thank you to every single one of you. It means a lot seeing that most of the videos they're receiving so much love. Please consider subscribing the channel. I'm still very small and every single subscription is very important. Anyway, enough talking, let's go and let's jump into the video. So in the last video I was talking about how the matchmaking in Tekken 7 and the prowess influencing it is actually probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest flaws of the game at the moment. I've been thinking since that day and I was trying to find out which possible solution could actually fix that problem without changing the matchmaking system itself, still having it based on prowess. I think I found 3 of those that could really, with just little tweaks, change completely the experience. Let's check them out. So the first change that I would like to talk about that I will make to the rank system of the 3 is actually one that I think is the least thought about. You know, it would be easy to just change the matchmaking system, but I have a thought to think that Bandai really wants to push on this prowess system, so let's take in consideration the fact that they don't want to change it and they want to keep on going with this kind of matchmaking. So which way around it we can find? So the first thing I thought is blind matches. What do I mean with blind matches? Imagine you can match with someone and you cannot see his rank. You can see the Tekken prowess, maybe, that's open to debate, you can see, you cannot see it. But I honestly think the rank is the one that should be very important to cover. And I honestly think this will bring a very nice change into the experience. Because when you're fighting someone that you see is maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ranks above you, you are more keen to actually focus on your actions and reaction and your game plan and the gameplay itself, rather than having this first thought of, oh, I'm screwed. Because this is what happens to a lot of us. And I know that you could say you should always be focusing on the gameplay and everything, but we are not all the same. For some people it's easy, they just isolate themselves and they can just, you know, match whoever they are matching in the same way. For some other people, unfortunately, this is kind of an issue. Seeing that someone is way above you in a grade, in the ranks, and having to fight him, thinking already, I'm probably gonna lose. I think that honestly, just this very subtle and little change will bring a significantly improve into the experience. And as well, I think it will take away some of the pressure you feel. No, I'm not saying that there will not be pressure when you play ranked. That's impossible. That's the kind of game you're playing. It's a high-paced, high-pressure, ultra-competitive video game. That's Tekken. But this, I think, it will help the player to experience it with a bit more ease in their mind. And I honestly think that all the changes that I would like to see in the game would all bring the game in that direction. Or at least it make it feel a bit more fair. Because this is what is missing now in the rank system, is fairness. Because it's very unfair sometimes how the ranking system works in terms of matchmaking and point given and taken. But let's keep on going. Let's go with the second point. So for the second point is probably one of, if not the most talked about after the matchmaking itself. And is the point system and the point prizes after the match. So how it currently works, you get, let's say, 100% of your points if you get matched with someone of equal rank. So at the moment, I'm a Fujin. If I'm gonna fight against someone that is my same rank, usually I have a prize of 500 points. So if I'm gonna fight a battle ruler, which is 1 rank below Fujin, the points gain loss ratio is gonna decrease. So instead of me winning and losing the 100% of the points, which were 500 as I said, it's gonna be around 400. And if I go down one more rank, and I'm a Fujin versus a Flame Ruler, it's gonna go down a bit more. And so on, so on, so on. Now, this works very well. The problem is, if I go above my rank. If I'm Fujin and I fight a Raijin, I'm still fighting for 100% of the point. If I am Fujin and I'm fighting a Kishin, I'm still fighting for the 100% of the point. If I am Fujin and I fight a Tekken god, and I swear this happens every day to everyone, you still win and lose the 100% of the points. Now, I can understand if the rank above me and 2 ranks above me, arguably I could understand 3 ranks above me, they still count for 100% or most of the points. But it's not possible that someone that is very close to be in the top 1% of the players fight against what is becoming the average level of the game, still makes me lose the totally 100% of the point prize that there is. That's not something that should be in the game. I honestly don't understand why it's still there. I honestly think that this is probably the most simple as well, another very simple and easy change that will bring so much benefit and less frustration into the game itself. It's just applying the same kind of breakdowns that there are for fighting below ranks to the higher ranks. So that if I get for some random reason match with a Tekken god, yes, I'm gonna be losing 100 points. That's fine, I'll take it. I'm not gonna feel bad, and especially, that's fine, I'm gonna fight a Tekken god. Again, is one of those things that is very unfair into the system, and really, I don't understand why Bandai didn't fix this, because it's really clear how this system is heavily punitive, especially with being already in a way from blue ranks and above that you lose more points than what you get, which I'm honestly perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine because this starts from blue ranks and above, which is what is supposed to be the higher end from blue ranks and above, even if it's not technically now. So losing more points that you gain after you reach a certain rank is perfect. It's perfect. Especially because it literally gives you the message of, you want to get into the really high position, you will have to work your ass to that. And I perfectly agree with that. You need your win rate to be above the 50%, and not just I win one and I lose one and I'm gonna get there. So that's probably a very nice touch. But losing the full points fighting against someone that potentially has the chance to win a match against a competitive professional player, I don't think is fair. If I'm Fujin, my Tekken prowess is high enough. I got matched as a Flame Ruler against a Tekken god, and between match and rematch I lost 800 points. And then because Tekken is a wonderful wall, I got to rematch again against the same guy, and that's more 800 points, with a total of 1600 against a Tekken god as a Flame Ruler. This is probably the most ridiculous thing that they need to change. And I really think just having the same thresholds that you have going on against lower ranks on the mirror side against higher ranks, it would work perfectly. And is again a very simple and easy fix that they could do. For the third point, it's something that I already talked about in the past, in this video over here. So Tekken 8, differently from Tekken 7, doesn't allow you to have infinite rematch against every player. Here as well, I think it was a good change, because being able to basically find someone that was getting strength and rematching you all the time, and being able to rematch him infinitely, basically was just the easiest way to farm points. Even if the guy was giving you only 100 points or 50 points into your rank, but he would play you 20 times, well, that's already 2000 points. So I honestly think that the infinite rematch in rank has never been a good idea. So in Tekken 8 they put a first to 2 system, where you can match, you get a rematch. If you win both of them, you're out. If you lose both of them, it's finished. If you win and lose one, there is a last match, a final round. Great. What's the problem here? You are not forced to take the rematch. You can lose and leave, you can win and leave, and there is no penalty for that. And I think that in a game like Tekken, especially like Tekken 8, which is more aggressive, he has a lot of characters, almost every character they can work on gimmicks and knowledge checks. Except a really few exceptions. A lot of characters can just pressure you with gimmicks and knowledge checks. Not forcing your opponent to having a rematch. It feels a bit unfair. Because players that play a bit more on defense and punish as well, and not just try to steamroll people with offense. If you have that kind of playstyle and you try to implement it, many times you're gonna find yourself getting beaten by people that use specific gimmicks and strategy that once you see the first time, you can counterplay the next time. Taking away the opportunity to use the information that he gained in the first match and try to win in the rematch, I think makes again the experience a bit more frustrating. Because I found myself in a lot of time in situations where I lose straight through rounds because of heavy gimmicks. I may win one round, maybe I win 2 rounds, we go to the final rounds and again gimmicks get me. Finishing the match, I'm in my mind, okay, now I know, now I'm ready. And I know that in that rematch, the things will change. The things will change a lot. And my opponent knows as well. So what does he do? He cancels it. And he doesn't get a malus for it, even if you win. And I think that this is unfair. I honestly think that the first 2 should be mandatory. And I'm not saying you cannot like finish a match, you have to go through the game, even if you don't want to play it anymore and you have to waste 5 minutes of your life. Obviously, the first match is over, you want to quit, you can quit. Great, but there is a penalty. You lose the round and at least you give the points back to the opponent because you are resigning. That's how it should be. Having the real first 2 will change the experience deeply. And in my opinion, you will see as well a growth into fundamentals and solid gameplay, which I would say half of the times, at least, is more about oppression and gimmicks of your characters. Which is nothing wrong in that. But this system, this not forcing the first 2, it makes kind of favorable having that kind of playstyle. Now that I finished with my points, and I listed all of 3, try to imagine, put these 3 points very simple, one next to each other, and imagine how the ranked experience will change, even with this kind of matchmaking. So you get matched with someone but you don't see his rank. You know that if you're gonna lose, the amount of points you're gonna lose is gonna be proportional to the rank difference that you have. So you're never gonna lose an unfair amount of points, and you know that you're always gonna get your rematch. So honestly, I really think that just these three, even just one of those 3 on their own, they would have such a big impact. Implementing those 3, in my opinion, will create a way more enjoyable ecosystem into the ranks. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video and let me know in the comment which one you think of those 3 changes would you like to implement. And if you're more curious to understand what is the Tekken prowess, well, I talk about that in this video over here. Ciao!